All right. So, I assume you guys head back to, well, the palace. And
Yes.
the golems are still waiting to hear what took place during the meeting.
I say we fill them in and ask for their assistance. It's very critical.
Mhm.
Gearsworth would definitely nod. He would say, of course, something that we can do rather well. However, how exactly would you like us to go about doing it?
If I recall correctly, you need to make all due haste to Durs's bridge.
I'm
Um,
not quite sure they would know where that is on account of them having never left their master's lair until some days ago.
Gearsworth points to
Olivia
Drawlin
can
and
guide them.
nods.
Olivia can guide them. She knows the way.
She does.
Perfect.
Would she
Olivia
be interested? in doing
Olivia
that?
glances at Keen and then sighs and says, I suppose it's really the
Sorry.
only option. Oh, it's fine. I get to kill demons either way.
Yep.
There you
And
go.
Gearsworth says, well, that solves that question. We can certainly delay this force. Would you... He pauses. Are we supposed to prevent them from getting to the bridge, hold them at the bridge, or goad them across it?
Slow
Um,
them. Slow their march towards the bridge, and then make sure they don't go past the bridge at all, because
Yeah.
that will be their tomb. That is where we will pinch them off.
If they start crossing, and you are able to, and he's going to look at Giroth, you like to smash things, right?
I hope you're not recommending and destroying the way that the dwarves themselves are going to cross over.
From the freelance to Durs.
We need that bridge intact. That's the whole point. If they're on the bridge, then they can't escape when we're behind them.
Okay.
No,
Never
Keen was
mind.
going
It's very
to,
simple.
Keen was going to recommend the bridge being destroyed perhaps while they were on the bridge.
Yeah, that was what I was.
I
Trying
think the
to
landmark
suggest.
should remain after. Perhaps we save however many of this vaunted orc army is there, and the hopes of possibly getting them to Sunset Tower. I do well to have a bridge.
Olivia also nods. She says, you haven't seen the bridge, but it is quite large. Even if you were to try to destroy it, which is certainly possible, it would take effort.
Regardless,
He's gonna look over
Giroth-
at Giroth again. He's huge.
It's true. Regardless, we do not want the bridge smashed. What
Yeah,
we really
we
want
don't.
them is we want the army to be delayed to give us time to set up at the bridge to lay our trap. That is the goal. Delay them as long as you possibly can.
Gearsworth nods and looks at his siblings and says, well, we have work to do. We will not let you down. We will delay
Thank you.
them at the bridge for as long as possible. And then they start off, and then they turn around, and Gearsworth looks to Cog, who is currently sitting on Cole's head, and says, Cog? And then you hear, like, a defiant whirring. And then Gearsworth looks at you and says, I apologize, but it seems that he'd rather stay with you.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
As you command, then. Well, we shall meet in the middle of the bridge, it would seem.
Indeed. Thank you. What you're doing is critical. You'll
And
save many lives.
and with that, they march off.
Before they march off along
Aw.
with Olivia, Keen will give Olivia a kiss and tell her to be safe.
No.
I'm rolling my eyes in and out of character.
She
Go
she said-
for it.
She
I
says
don't
she
care.
she says she's leaving you. No, I'm kidding.
Son of a...
She is leaving him. Not like romantically, but she's leaving.
No, she tells you to be safe, of course, and then
Glad you became a dragon for that kind of treatment.
Getting
she
a third degree here.
she walks with. Oh, and before she leaves, she says, "It would seem I'm not going to see Kip before he arrives. I'm not exactly sure why he's here, but do take care of him."
Of course. And I will make sure he doesn't, go off on his own this time. I'm sorry.
She shakes her head and she says, "We've talked a lot, and despite his young age, it is wrong for me to try and shield him from battle when the entire world is falling apart. He can help, and it's not my place to tell him not to. Just take care of him."
Okay.
And with that, she will get to the palace garden, or the palace courtyard, turn into her big black self, and fly off. And you can see her in the sky. That's a darkening sky, as of right now, circling above the golems.
Cool.
Huzzah! Well,
So-
let's get our things and head on out.
To Nimdor. Oh.
To Nimdor. All right.
Excelsior.
So,
Godspeed.
before you guys head out, are you guys all geared up, ready to go? Everything that you want to buy? Yep. Oh, here's an important question for you, because we kind of talked about it, but we glossed over, or we didn't cover at the beginning of the session.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything from the labyrinth you wanted to take before you left?
My only thought is we didn't really take a good look on what was that dead asshole dwarf mage's body. Was there anything in particular of any interest?
Stuff?
Well, first let me answer Infernal's question.
Yeah.
There was a few gems and very thin chainmail, though it was quite sturdy. As far as the way of treasure or gold or magical items, nothing to note.
Okay.
Thin chainmail, you say?
Yes. A very thin chainmail of basically a
Is it light?
yes. Imagine the mithril chainmail that Bilbo gave to Frodo, though not that small, but that kind of chainmail.
I would like that. I would like that very much. So far, Pearson has just been fighting in shirt and pants, and sometimes not even that. Considering we might be involved in an actual pitched battle, I would like that, please.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
I think we were taking the hot and cold magical device, if I recall correctly.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, we took that. I can't think of anything else.
Piff, you had
Personally.
something?
Are we not taking the absolute gobs of the slippery oil?
Oh right.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
We needed
yeah.
to figure out how many extra vials we had.
Yes.
Should we just roll 2d6 or something, or d20?
Like I said, I kept track of all my empty bottles. I have 7 of them.
I have
So
two.
we can just... Okay.
I have one.
So
I
that's
want to
10.
keep one... I want to keep one, though, empty, because you never know when you need some glass, right? So that's 6.
Well, if you need some glass, you can just break one of the vials that has stuff in it, right? and then never
That's
be able
true.
to pick up that glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not gonna... Oh my god! If you combine
God,
glass
that's
with that
amazing!
oily slipperiness and you throw it in someone's eyes, he'll never be able to get it out.
Oh
Also obliterate his eyes, that's the whole point.
Or even just on
Bam!
the floor. On the floor, you're just going to be slipping and sliding, cutting yourself, not even able to pick those up. You'll slip on your ass, and
Threw it
glass
on
is
the
in your ass,
ground.
cutting everything. Oh God, why?
I suppose there would be the question, though, that if the whole glass is slippery, would it even cut you? Though I think that's really kind of a subjective thing. No,
Well-
I'll put it this way: if you guys decide to make traps like that, I'm not going to be a dick and say, "Well, it's too slippery to cut them."
Well-
So
Let me put it to you this way, Squee. Let's say you were covered in oil and you were handling a knife edge.
Mhm.
Would that still cut you?
yes,
Fucking
but
science nerds!
Yes.
This isn't Shadowrun, goddammit!
Anyways,
Anyways,
can we,
yes, just
I
let me
only
know
have
how
one
many you take.
question.
Mhm.
I fill up 6, so I have 7 oil of slipperinesses right now, which is crazy. Okay. It's handy. Now, that chain shirt that I'm taking, should I call it just a mithril chain shirt, or...
Yes.
And what will it add to my armor class?
It is.
Don't, like, would it add anything? I think it's just thematic. Like you, unless like
Oh.
you armor class, it's not a magic item.
Correct.
Oh.
It is more of a thematic type thing.
Oh, I've forgotten 13th Age. Your armor class doesn't factor in actual armor.
Unless it's light, medium, or light or heavy, rather. No, your armor class is improved. You've just changed the art assets for Pearson. That's it.
Okay, well, in the game, it makes sense that he would want to wear it anyway, because battle. So that's fine.
I wish as much as anyone that it did that, but I would have to change a lot of stuff to start incorporating that kind of thing.
I'm not here to argue about the mechanics of the game. I was just naive. That's all.
No, not a problem. So yes,
It's all good. Should I put these into the group loot, or do you guys want to hold on to them
Not
yourself?
putting my shit in the group loot.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
filled up my own
asking,
flask.
I'm good.
I love this game in which Grimace says something to piss off Vern, and Vern gets pissed off. It's hilarious. But
I didn't
I've
even
already
realize
filled.
I was doing that.
Oh yeah, definitely. By being Grimace, really. So, anyway, I'm just keeping. I personally made my own oil of slipperiness, so I'm good. I don't need anything in the old group loot.
all right.
I also do the same. Just the one for me. I would advise, though, Burn, to probably use your head in this circumstance, but if not, then we can continue.
No, maybe.
Remember we talked about a big container that could carry a lot of this
Yeah,
oil? I don't know
Right,
how
that-
much.
I already got
that-
it.
that was-
It
that
was
used
the solvent.
for this. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I did that
that's
for
right.
the solvent.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
You all right? Hang on a second. Oh, that was just for okay. All right. So you guys are headed out. It is getting dark, but you are wished a good journey, and you are given, if you don't already have, you were given a map so that you don't get lost.
That's important.
And you guys are headed out the city gates. In fact, you have actually crossed the city gates and are headed down the road from Vamgalir to Nimdor. When you hear a very boisterous laughter up above you. And if you look up, you see a
I look
very...
up.
Hmm? You see a quickly growing silhouette of a familiar black dragon. And as Kip circles around and lands in front of you, on his back, still laughing jovially, is Waga.
I actually thought it was like fucking a Zale or something.
Like,
like my mind just like fucking blanked out, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I knew Waga was coming as soon as Lady Celine said Kip is coming with a mutual friend. I'm like, oh, who I wonder.
Right,
who it is.
I completely forgot about that, and I thought that we were getting fucking cops like, ha ha ha, you suck.
Holy crap! Roll for initiative. It'd be even funny if it was like Dementia's here and she's pissed.
Oh,
I thought that was gonna be Dementi for a second, but then Dragon.
No, it is Kip, and Waga hops off his back and comes over to you and says, "Well met, friends. I hear."
Hello again, Waga.
I give him a big old hug.
He will hug right back, and he will hold Cole at shoulder's length and said, "I hear you're planning a party with my people. You didn't think that I'd miss it, did you?"
I thought you'd have your handful at the tower.
He nods and he says, "Defending the Sunset Tower is a worthy cause, of course. However, these are my people and my home, and in the end, my place is with them. Rest assured, though, my men still hold those tower walls."
Good.
And with that, you notice that he looks no different than usual. However, Kip, while he hasn't really grown or changed in his size at all, he has A rather nasty-looking scar running down his chest. Like, he stands like a horse. So, basically starting at the base of his neck and kind of curving down under his left shoulder is a healed but very apparent scar. And,
Are you doing all right, Kip?
Kip nods and he says, I'm fine. Why?
That's a nasty wound you got there. Well, had.
Yes. Well, I got careless. And you hear a laugh from Waga, and he says, careless. Our young Kip here was pulling people out of a burning building when he took a stone pillar to the chest. Not exactly careless. I would call that, well, glorious, but that's just me.
Wow. Well done, Kip.
If dragons could blush, you're fairly certain he would be doing so right now.
All right, let's head out.
Head out where?
Yeah. The plan is we are going to go to Nimdor and go south. Then we've heard. Oh God, brain, work.
You want to just let them know what you're doing? We can.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm letting them know what we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are
God.
completely on board. Kip looks a little sad that his mom isn't there, but they say, well, then allow us to accompany you. And Kip says, I can fly above you and act as scout, try and make sure that nothing's in front of you or behind you.
Sounds perfect.
Waga says, why ruin the surprise?
You like
Because
surprise.
times have a factor.
Well, doesn't it make the battle even sweeter, Waga?
He shrugs. He says maybe. But yes, by all means, lead the way. We can catch up on the way.
How many
Yeah.
potions of rejuvenation did we get?
Well, yes, you got 7. 7 potions of rejuvenation.
I'm assuming that's for the party.
Yes, the entire party.
Okay.
So, and let's see here. Let me, because I'm trying to remember exactly what kind of distances we're talking about here. So, it's about 200. If I remember correctly, it's a 6-day journey from Nimdor to Vamgalir if you are, of course, resting every night. I would say that if you push it, you could make it a 5-day journey. If you kill yourselves, you might be able to make it a 4-day journey. Then you're looking at another. Well, it kind of depends on where you go from Nimdor. If you're following the road to try and get behind them, you're talking about another 4-day journey to get to the bridge.
So essentially, 8 to 10 days.
8 to 10. Yeah, what we'll say is 8 to 10 days, maybe less if you really push it. Which obviously, I assume you guys are going to be trying to, but use the potions of rejuvenation.
Yes.
And push yourselves hard. It's still going to be, even with your stamina, you're still looking at least 7 days.
Yeah, that seems fine. I think.
Well, it is what it is. It's our best. So.
Yeah.
All right. So.
We go.
You guys travel with very little incident. You are familiar by now with the grasslands that you are traveling through. Very wide, very open, very empty, very quiet. You make your way to Nimdor. And when you get to Nimdor, it is the same sleepy kind of little village with a lot more money than it should. They have, of course, heard King Vamgilir's summons, and many of their younger dwarves have already left for the capital. But they offer you food and shelter for the night if you choose to take it. I would say that at that point, arriving in Nimdor, you've probably used those rejuvenation potions, and you are going to need to rest at least some.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, Kip is going to ask if you would like him to scout how the forces are doing and if the golems are holding them off, and that way you can plan your next step.
If you can make it there and back, sure.
Our next step is continuing a longer path. Unless Kip tells us that everyone's on fire, then I don't think
Yes.
any
So,
revelation
Kip-
he has is going to change my attitude.
Well,
I agree, but we should check and make sure everyone isn't on fire.
my thought
Yes.
was only that depending on where you go from here, what direction you travel, depends on where everything is. Whether you go straight south, if you go southwest, etc. But if you guys choose not
Okay.
to, that is fine.
No. Let's just have Kip scout out for us, and forewarned is forearmed, so I don't see any reason why we would say no.
I've already got 2 forearms.
Okay.
So while you guys
taking
rest,
the world literally.
while you rest, when you wake up after a good 6 hours or so of sleep, Kip will have returned, and he will tell you. To cut a long story short, first, your golem friends have been doing a marvelous job. There are a lot of dead demon bodies, and that the main force of demons, which seems larger than the estimates first given, Kip's not great at counting, but he said very large, or very large. Sorry, let me use vocabulary correctly.
Okay.
It is in the many hundreds, but less than 1,000, is about the best Kip can do. And he says the main force is about here and headed towards the bridge, however, a bit slowly because they are being constantly harassed by the golems and by Olivia.
Excellent. So it looks like we'll be able to get into position on time then.
That's what it seems like.
And we can only hope that the dwarves can similarly do so. Good. All right. Plan as per usual then.
All right.
Yeah, let's head to the southwest towards the bridge.
So basically,
Lay our little trap.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought we were going to go down here and then give them a bit more time to get into position and then come around.
Well, we're so small we can just lay and wait. We'll know they'll be in position. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
yeah, we don't. This isn't something where we need absolute perfect timing. There's going to be a melee scrub. We're going to just get to the bridge in time, make sure everything's set up. We're going to pull back, wait for the maid engagement to happen, and then we're going to join in. You know what I mean? Like, a fight isn't going to last 2 minutes, right? It's going to last a little while, and then we slam in the back once they're fixed.
Can one of you who would like to make a roll me a percentage die, and tell
Me,
me?
I want to roll.
Okay, go ahead.
He says aggressively, yes. And tell you,
Do you like low good or high good?
I like high good.
Okay.
Oh, fuck me. By high good, I mean low good. No, just kidding.
All right. Well, there's no reason to really hide that from you. Your role was basically kind of determining how the other sides were doing, as in the dwarves that are supposed to be meeting you at the bridge, the golems, etc.
Okay.
As you guys are traveling. So, you travel. Again, you travel another 4 days or so. Actually, I would say, since you're cutting this way, if you really push yourselves, and this is a decision that you should choose carefully, because if you push yourselves, you will be, if you choose to fight immediately, or if you choose not to rest, you will be fighting at a disadvantage. So I need to know if you push yourselves extreme, or if you push yourselves but rest. It's up to you.
I would say rest. Because us getting there early and being able to fight at half strength is useless.
Us getting
My
there
opinion.
late and not fighting at all is even more useless.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Okie dokie. We're gonna
Let's
push
push
ourselves
all the
hard.
harder.
I'm not so sure I'm behind the full like super speed up to the maximum idea.
Okay. We'll push ourselves. We won't take any like official long 6-hour breaks. But how about we push ourselves, but have 1 hour, 2-hour breaks? You know what I mean? So a good, like a good military pace.
Okay. So that will, at that pace, I would say that you guys wouldn't be fighting at a real disadvantage because while you might be, a little tired, not to the point where I think it would affect your combat when the fighting goes tough. It's going to take you about 4 days to get there, and when you do, give me. In fact, if you guys don't mind taking a quick 5-minute break so I can set up what you see.
Yeah, you take as much time as you need to set up whatever you need.
All right.
It's all good, man. Games don't happen it takes a while to set it up. So I understand.
Yeah.
All right. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Fuck these guys, am I right?
I didn't say that.
I know. It's a joke. God.
It's okay, Burn. Take a breath. I got it. All right.
I'm breathing. I said I'm not breathing.
Keep breathing.
Oh my God, Burn! It's okay.
What?
You took everything I said so seriously. I'm sorry. It's like I'm breathing. I know. I was. Yes, you are. Absolutely true.
Who said I'm not breathing? I want to send them a gift basket. You're so true.
I just want to have like a dramatic zoom out to Burn being on like the deathbed, and you're just like, keep breathing, Burn, keep breathing. He's just hearing that through his dream self.
Oh man.
Morbid humor.
Morbid. Okay.
So are there gonna be like demons there?
A few spoilers. I'm sorry.
Ha! I got information, guys. Demons are gonna be there.
You got me.
I did it.
You did it.
I'm a sneaky Steve.
Don't even know what that is.
I know you know.
Alright. Ooh, I need some of those.
So how's everyone's solitaire game doing?
It's like I'm shopping. I need some of that. Those would be good.
I'm playing solid.
I didn't inform you, GM, but at the beginning of the adventure, I brought a +5 throwing object of killing demons.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A
I didn't bring it up
throwing
until...
object, you say.
But yeah, it's constantly moving, so it is undefined.
You know what I realize? That whole entire time that we were in the gauntlet, I never once changed my my talent, my favorite enemy from demons.
To robots?
Yeah, I could have done construct or something like that. But I never freaking remembered.
Well,
But thankfully, it's still demons.
yeah, because I don't think we got a full rest yet.
So I'm considering doing something. I'm gonna ask you guys to be sure, but this will actually make my balancing easier, so I don't have to rebalance. Kriana's obviously had to step out for the night. I'm going to have Waga act as a combat NPC this time, so that I don't have to rebalance everything. unless you guys have an issue with that.
That seems fine to me. Is he the correct level?
Yes.
Okay.
It's such a strange coincidence, but yes.
Then yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's all good. Whatever makes your life easier.
Because you already have a pre-built thing. You can use an NPC as filler. Do you need one of us to run him, or can you run him? And then-
if one of you would like
and
to run him,
it's-
I am all for that.
Anyone?
But I
I'm
also
not
understand if you don't
volunteering.
want to.
I need
so-
to concentrate on just my guy. Trust me.
Yeah.
If nobody else wants to do it, I'll do it.
I would like to do it.
Go for it.
Oh, I see. Piff's just going to take all the orcs.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have
Yes.
all of the orcs.
You know, at the
You'll have
very end,
80,000 of them.
at the
Okay.
very end, when we have to fight Azale, I'm pretty sure when we have to divide up the armies and who's going to play what armies, Piff's going to just go,
That's
I want
right.
all of those.
That's right. I'm gonna get gnomes.
Oh, oh shit. Oh, okay.
Dun dun.
Someday I'd like to see like 100,000 gnomes charge this giant demon with all daggers and their stupid tiny hands.
Stupid tiny
Fuck, I
hands
hate
and
gnomes.
stupid fucking
Oh.
hats and their stupid
I
fucking...
hate red noses and their bullshit illusionary magic. Oh god, I hate gnomes so much. Not on a personal level, just on a not on a thematic level, just on a personal level. It's 100% personal.
All right. I am almost ready. Just give me 1 second.
Time's up.
Son of a... I should have been less specific. No.
You should have given me 732 seconds. Then you would have been fine.
Oh, what? Did I not name them? Okay. I guess I just didn't name them. Well, silly me.
This one's Ralph. This one's Bernard. This one's Kyle.
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 I.
Carl. All right.
I still can't get over drawing attorney at law. It's great. It's so great.
All right. Should probably not have all your tokens just flapping in the breeze over there.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
All right, Piff, and in just a moment I will give you Waga's stats. They're going to be simplified, obviously, but... All right. We will do it this way. Okay. I've got that set up for now. And then, Piff, let me shoot you Waga's stats.
Fantastic.
Alright. So this is a simplified thing. Here we go. Where are you? Where's your Piff
Right
zero?
here, Squeak.
Alright.
Right
Use
here.
these stats as needed, except instead of... Hang on. Give me 1 sec. Alright. Instead of that damage, just 68s.
Okay.
And the one thing that you have to, because he's simple, he's a barbarian, so just the one thing to keep in mind is once per full heal up, which he is considered healed up at the moment, you can, or he can, enter a barbarian rage, which means that for the rest of that combat, he gets to roll to hit twice and choose whichever one he prefers. And if both rolls happen to be above 11, or 11 or and above, the hit is considered a critical, if it hits,
Mhm.
or if either of them hit. And that's pretty much all you got to worry about with him.
Yep.
Very simple class, barbarians. Okay, so let me go ahead and switch you guys over. I do apologize for the delay, but what you see is grass. We gotta zoom out a bit because this is a rather large map.
I heard these enemies can be deadly.
I am not hiding any of the map from you because the idea is that you hear this first and then you see it from far away. What you see is you hear the sound of battle, and when you get to the bridge, you notice the first thing you notice is that the dwarven army is not there yet. You've arrived either far faster than was expected, or something has slowed them up. Whatever the case is, you're not sure. The demons have made it to the bridge, though their numbers look much reduced than what you were originally told. And you can see in the distance, on the other side of the bridge, the entire left side of the bridge is being held only by your golem friends. And I do mean being held, as in, for the moment, they're doing a bang-up job holding it, but they have, as you can see, they've been pushed back all the way across the bridge. This is what you see when you arrive. You are still, the map isn't quite representative of where your tokens are. You are not that close, because basically I'm giving you the opportunity to assess the situation before you kind of become involved in it. There are many more demons here than what you see on the map. What you are seeing on your side of the bridge is like a rear guard that is basically defending the side of the bridge. The rest of the forces are either dead, which is the majority of them, or on the bridge. But it still looks like, best estimates, you're still dealing with about 200 at least.
Well, we have two ways of approaching this, I reckon. One is to get stuck in and kind of try to grind them up between us and the golems, which I'm not crazy about. Or what we can do is we can skirmish with this rear guard, hopefully distract them, pull them away from the main force, kill them, and then start plugging away at the main force on the bridge proper.
Yeah, that
I mean, like most of what we have is. I shouldn't have bought a crossbow. Oh well. We can plink. I think we can plink away at them with our ranged weapons, right? And they'll either come and face us, or they won't. If they don't come and face us, we'll just keep plinking them away. If they turn around and deal with us, then that's what we want.
Would you like to get close?
Not too close. No, I would like to go just inside the greatest range of our longest weapon, frankly. The closer we get, the more committed we get, right?
Yeah.
There's 200 of them and there's 5 of us. We need every single advantage we can get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair point.
We can just create chaos and skirmish.
It wasn't the advantage meant to be the surprise of panic. We actually thought there might have been more of these here, right?
True, but we also thought we had dwarves on the other side, too. With only few numbers like us, I'm not too sure if it will show enough fear.
I'm not much interested in having our supposed allies stand there and handle this by themselves.
I'm not saying that they would. Alright, then let's get stuck in.
Okay.
You don't have to get stuck in, but I have no interest in standing out here.
Okay.
Okay. With everyone's consent, I would like to use my gnome necklace to burrow and then come out towards them. I'd also suggest, for tactical reasoning, to actually put up the helm so we can at least have a choke point there.
Where's Kip?
No, Kip's with you.
I don't see him.
No,
He's
I didn't put the token there.
Oh, okay. Where is Olivia?
You don't see her.
In the sky or anything?
Mm-mm. You see the golems holding the side of the bridge.
Okay.
Does anybody have any different plans, or?
I'm just gonna drink a fuckload of potions and gonna be harassing these guys as much as possible before I start engaging in hand-to-hand. That's my plan. That's what I'm gonna do.
Kip,
Yes.
look for your mom.
On it. He takes off. As if he was waiting for someone to tell him he could do that. Oh, look at that dice roll. Alright.
Oh, hello.
Elemental oil. It's super chilly. Let's see.
Thank you for reading my text.
Yeah.
Microsoft
It needed
Sam.
to be read. It needed to be read. I have no real interest in getting in melee, but I have no real interest in also staying behind by myself. So
How about this? I'll summon, when we get halfway there or whatever, I'll use my helmet and you and Cole can sit on the perch, have a bird's eye view of it.
that sounds
How's that sound?
awesome.
Great.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
All right. So I believe we can pretty much approach wherever. I'm assuming that the underground is most likely not too infested that we can't go pretty much body deep, move over, and go up.
Where were you hoping to put us with the necklace?
Yeah, that was my one question: is should we go right next to them, midway?
How about midway? That way it gives me time to set up with this whole helmet thing.
Yeah, like we pop out of the ground right here, set up the helmet so that we can start plinking. And then if shit goes bad, we can just run.
Okay.
Yep.
GM, can we do this?
Or, you know what? How about this? Actually, no. How about this? We don't need your special necklace to get us to that position. Keen and I can walk to that position ourselves. What would be more surprising is to have an angry fucking dwarf and maybe even Cole to show up right next to them and just pow, boom. You know what I mean? We want to blitzkrieg this shit, right? So let's do that. Cole, how about you and Drellin head on up?
I just realized something. We can't use the necklace.
Why?
Because whenever you use the necklace, you are so tired that you have to take a full rest. Immediately after you use it, you cannot get into combat after.
Not quite, no. He would have to
Really?
use... That's only if he uses it for an extended period of time, which I
Yeah, I
believe
would
was
assume so.
6 hours, Piff, I think?
I thought it was whenever.
No,
That
it
would
slowly
be
drains him
really-
as he uses it.
Yeah.
Mm.
That'd be really odd if it was just like 5 minutes. I'm so exhausted. Though 12 hours, same effect. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, well, since we got the DMs okay on that, I forgot about Waga. So Waga, Drellin, Cole, boom, surprise attack. Me and Keen harassing them from the rear.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they'll actually go like after Pearson and Keen with Waga
That's
right
fine.
there.
They don't. That's fine. That's even great. Then, I mean, Keen will have a bird's eye view. He can attack whoever he wants, and Pearson will do what Pearson wanted to do, which is skirmish around these sides. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I have a ton of shit I can throw at them. I can't wait.
Alright.
And then when someone's weak, I'm in for the kill. Watcha, 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 watcha. All right.
With that exact sound effect.
It was like,
Watch, I'll do it.
Watcha, watcha,
Fucking
watcha.
do it.
okay.
Are you like Bruce Lee-ish?
That sounds like something that belongs in like that black exploitation martial arts film that I can't remember the name of right now.
Shazam. Yeah. Undercover brother. Undercover Pearson. Pearson in blackface, that's not good for anyone, so
No.
we'll just stick
No.
to the chow.
That would only happen if their blood was black.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, that's true.
not that the GM was doing things behind the table or anything like that, but more just for everyone's sake, briefly cover exactly what you want to do, so that I'm not missing
Okay.
anything.
All right.
Okay. Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, you explain it.
So I assume myself and the two melee guys that are not Pearson will go around and hit somewhere around in this area, or this area. Then I believe Inferno's character and Burns' character will go around about this general area, make a helmet, and then I think Pearson might be going that way afterwards, but that will probably be during combat, so that might change.
Okay. All right. Pearson, you have no ranged weapon, correct? And then there was silence.
I'm muted.
Oh.
I said, no, I don't have a conventional ranged weapon, but don't you worry about me.
Okay, then. So,
if you want, I can hand you some knives too.
well, there's another
No.
method as well. But the question is, here's an important question. Who's Cog going with?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that was important. I thought he was just going to stay on Cole's end. I don't want the little bastard.
Well, since you guys are kind of dividing up into two groups to where you'll be in the same fight, but not exactly in contact with each
I
other.
wouldn't mind seeing what Cog could do.
Yeah,
I
turning
get
into
to
a
play
ranged
with the little
weapon.
fucker.
Holy shit.
I was actually going to say if Cole, would Cole have brought up like did you actually say in character I should have brought a crossbow or?
Yes.
Okay. Cog could very easily transform himself into a type of crossbow. The only difference would be that instead of what looks like can be used for bolts, would be slightly larger and look like you could do the same thing with, say, small pebbles or rocks around you.
Let's see.
Since he can't make
Okay.
ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
I
might
could
think
just
of,
I could just hand you like a handful of arrows if you want.
Pearson, it's all good. Trust me. Pearson's a creative guy.
Mm-hmm.
You give him Cog, and I will think of all sorts of things to ask him to turn into.
Time to launch like
slipperiness.
Look. Pearson Cullimore can manage so many things. He survived on the streets of Whitebridge. God damn it!
That's true.
Have you looked at his one unique thing, motherfucker? He's the only man to have walked away.
You guys don't understand how bad the streets of Whitebridge were.
No, you guys have to realize I am like the fantasy version of Zaid from Mass Effect. All right, I'll be fucking fine.
So you wear like a breath thing, like a self-contained bodysuit. That's all I got from that.
Yeah. So your skin's fine in vacuum. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are going to do that. I need Cole. I'll need a skill check from you using the same thing we generally use for your magic. I know you have your sub for strength.
Yes.
And the idea of this is basically, you know what? Don't use your daredevil, use your tracking on this one. Because the idea is since you're traveling underground, how well you basically can come up where you want to come up. Okay.
Boom.
So if you could, choose where you want to come up.
Well, I'm not quite sure how flanking we would like to be, but I'm assuming this area might be good right over here.
I want to be as close to these guys with these purple circles as possible.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
that's what I
purple
was saying.
circles? Fuck
Right-
these
right
guys.
here.
Alright, let's do that.
Yeah,
I
these
hate you,
guys,
Purple Circle
fuck 'em.
Man.
Alright, what I'm actually going... How many people are over, like, here? Like in this area, is there like more demons over in this area?
I suppose the rest of the 200 that are on the bridge.
Okay, I would say not. It would take them several turns to disengage and get to you. Most of the demons are actually on the bridge, pressing against the golems. This is just the rear guard. And again, sizes are a little bit relative here. There is more distance in between what you're seeing.
All right, so I definitely want to be like behind these two,
Okay.
if that's okay with Grim.
Well, you're the one that's going to be driving us. My only concern would be like several turns later.
I'm just saying there are 3 purple assholes. Don't forget.
Like
There's 3.
a side approach might be better than putting ourselves in a position where, hi guys, how's it going?
All right.
Right over here, my
I really just hate purple dudes. I wanted to come up right on their bums.
Fuck you, Byzantine Empire! Flip the table.
Wow.
Purple's a royal color, more like the color of douchebag. Am I right?
Am I right?
Why don't you take your expensive dyes and get the fuck out of here?
You want to go like right around in this area, so it's
Sure.
easy to
Yeah,
circle
that's
around. Okay. So
So-
right
so
next
long-
to this gentleman.
So long as I can reach him round 1, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right then.
Is that you crying, Squee? Are you crying?
No, that is me marveling at a roll. Never mind. Sorry.
Means nothing to us, Squee.
Yeah, I
Means
know.
Nothing.
I know. Okay, so like you rolled well enough on your skill check, Cole, that I'm going to let you basically. You all will have to be in the same spot, but that spot can be pretty much where you want it. And here's how I'm going to play this out. They are on high alert, so it's not like you're going to get a surprise round. But what I can do is, well, first, actually, here's an important question: what is the order this is going to be? Are Keen and Pearson going to set up the helmet and start plinking at them, and then you come up out of the ground? Are you coming up out of the ground, and then Keen and Pearson are going to make themselves known?
I think.
Oh,
Go ahead, Tiff. I believe the idea is that while the melee guys are traveling underground to show up, Pearson and Keen are moving themselves to the center, and the plan is to pop up the helmet soon after or around the same time as when the melee fighters pop up.
Got it. Then here's what we will do. You and Keen are going to roll a basic prowl check to make sure you can
Okay,
get
I
in
can do
position
that.
without them seeing you. If that
Sweet.
succeeds, then your initiatives will go first. You're not going to get a full surprise round
Okay.
because they are on high alert, but you will go before they do.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see here. Forged on the streets, level, dexterity.
All right.
5 plus 2.
Would you like?
Oh, and this is how we fucking do it. This is how we do it, Keen. Watch the master, bounty hunter.
watch my inevitable fuck up.
No.
Mercenary or bounty hunter?
Make an argument for which one you want.
I think bounty hunter would work better because as a bounty hunter, you need to be able to sneak up on your quarry.
Unless you're big like the Rock, but yes, I see your point.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say, Infernos, we did half of your background, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, same thing. Half of your background in Bounty
Round-
Hunter. Round
Rounded up or down?
Round up.
Okay.
Because I would say that I agree with you that a bounty hunter would have to sneak around a bit. So that plus your dexterity and your level.
Okay. 26.
So you guys successfully get into position where you want to be, kind of inching along the ground.
Uh-huh.
I think around here-ish
Okay.
would
Yep.
be good.
Let me go ahead and measure out that distance for myself.
Because
Oh, okay. There
60
you go.
feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
you-
would like to be further away than 60 feet, Keen. Your bow goes longer than that. How about we start back
Yeah.
here?
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's where we want to be.
Okay, so you guys are kind of just hiding in the knee-high grass. And the other two of you, and of course, Piff, you're controlling. Can you move, Waga? Do I need to give
probably
him
not.
control to you? All right, hang on.
Yeah, I probably need some control.
We'll just say this. No, it doesn't represent anyone because.
I am pretty sure I am the person so far in this campaign who has rolled the most critical successes on non-combat rolls. I know I've rolled some for initiative. I've rolled some for skill checks. It's kind of bananas.
But I will say that the reward for best timing when it comes to critical anything has to go to Grim. His critical ones, just there's not a better time for them.
They are, they are the
magical.
best. Yeah.
But you're right. Even in combat, you still remember that fight with that monk. God, that was insane.
Yeah, that's true. I have a horseshoe up my little tuckus.
All right, you should be able to control Waga now, Piff. Go ahead and move your guys where you want them to come out.
Doesn't look.
You see,
that way to
Drowlin,
me.
a horseshoe is seen as lucky. And it being lodged in my anus implies that I am one with the luck.
What?
I'm explaining a horseshoe up my ass to Drowlin, who I know
So
is
that's
badass.
why you have
Got it.
this irrational fear of horses.
Sounds like you're explaining it to Keem. I'm not there.
All right.
Apparently, I'm drawling.
Feel
I'm
free
just meta.
to go ahead and roll your initiatives.
All right, so I'll do this so it shows up, and now I'll actually roll my initiative.
Holy shit.
2d20. 2s20. That makes no sense. All right,
really
so I
quickly.
can choose either a 17. Yeah, 17. Plus
Did
29.
did we get a full heal up, Squee?
Yes. Oh dear God, yes. But you did not
okay.
get
Phew,
incremental
okay.
advance, only because I forgot to tell you. So you will be getting one at the end of this session, at least.
Okay.
Okay, we do have a
Um,
full heal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Full heal.
because it was a week.
yes.
I figured a week.
if you
because-
did not, no, it's been at least 2 weeks because you had to get here first.
True, very true. So yeah.
Okay.
My next question is, what constitutes close range?
Well, we're not in the labyrinth anymore, so it's a bit more subjective. But the rule of thumb, or the general rule to go by, is around 30-ish feet is considered nearby. Beyond that is far away. It's not a hard, fast rule.
Okay.
All right. I can definitely say you guys are far away at the moment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay, so everyone's rolled. Waga, Cole, just treat Waga almost like Baby Junior. He just goes when you go.
Okay.
And there we go. So it's Keen, Pearson, Cole, Drawlin, and the Demon Weemans. All right. It is your turn, Keen.
All right. I am going to. Let's see. Am I able to? How far am I able to shoot my bow? Like, This far enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Bows generally have an accurate range of several hundred feet, I believe.
All right. So I will get up off of my stomach, leap up, pull out a arrow, and sling it at this guy, or shoot it with my bow. So crit range for this will be 15 because he is a demon, and it is also my first attack. So plus 0, damage is extra 0.
You will die this day.
He says
You know
as like
what?
the arrow falls out of his bow.
I'm using my gauntlets.
Nice.
I'm using my gauntlets. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
They can't
That's-
roll worse than a.
You can't roll worse.
All right.
that is-
That is going to be a miss, I'm afraid.
Yeah, 6 damage.
I should also point out, now that you are much closer, and especially Piffin and Grim, you would notice this. These demons, while very familiar to what you're used to, they look bigger, meaner, uglier, and oddly enough,
Clear. These demons look kind of
Well,
uglier. Yeah, I don't think I'd fuck one of them. No, not the other ones maybe, but
when I say uglier, what you see is all of these demons, their skin seems to have ripped to the point of almost like it was being stretched and it ripped. And in the rips, you see a bony horn protrusions.
whoa,
And they're at
I'm
random
not
places
being
on their
before
body, so...
They show me that. Okay. Gotcha.
All right, Pearson, it is your turn.
I activate the helm. I'm assuming that's a standard action?
Was there an action labeled on the magic item? Otherwise,
Yeah,
you
let me-
pretty much.
I'm
I
pretty
can
sure
do it whenever? Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a free
Perfect.
action. If you want, give me 1 second. I will look it up for you.
Nah, I don't. Well, okay. Because it just says I just have Helm of Fortitude, 30-foot
Right.
area.
If it doesn't have an action labeled for what it costs, then it's a free action. Just bam.
Correct.
Potato
We'll just
salad.
go
Bam.
with that, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bamf, and then while you draw that, I have a.
Can one of you do
I-
me a favor? Just do a 30-foot line so I know what to draw.
I got it. Boom.